Welcome back, Raven. To be accessed into the Military Intelligence Corps, you must be able to qualify for a personal security clearance and must demonstrate to selecting officials that you possess the required reliability, stability and judgment. Do you have the right stuff? Do we have your attention? We know that you are interested. Have you made your decision for crisis management? Lights. Camera. Action. You have been specially selected to participate in a unique simulation experience to assess your particular aptitude for analytical capability and leadership as a company-grade military officer in immersive and realistic scenarios, which will test your acumen and ability, and which may be encountered by senior-level leaders. The simulation employs the same in-box techniques that are used in the assessment and selection for members of the Diplomatic Corps, and shall present items of information that may come across your desk for action. In this simulation, as an operations director for various top-level government agencies. Under Executive Order 12333, elements of the intelligence community are authorized to collect, retain, or disseminate information concerning United States persons only in accordance with procedures established by the head of the intelligence community element concerned or by the head of a department containing such element and approved by the Attorney General. After consultation with the Director of National Security, or the DNI. Those procedures shall permit collection, retention, and dissemination of the following types of information. Information that is publicly available or collected with the consent of the person concerned, and information constituting foreign intelligence or counterintelligence, including such information concerning corporations or other commercial organizations. Hence, any information pertaining to a U.S. citizen, for purposes of intelligence, must be done with consent. No consent, no collection, unless such information conforms to the description of foreign intelligence. And, accession of skilled personnel to perform these functions and duties may, at times, require some innovative methods. Under the Federal Acquisition Regulations, an unauthorized commitment means an agreement that is not binding solely because the government representative who made it lacked the authority to enter into that agreement on behalf of the government. And, under the Federal Acquisition Regulations, it is clear that a contracting officer shall not commence negotiations for a sole source contract, and shall not commence negotiations for a contract resulting from an unsolicited proposal, or award any other contract without providing for full and open competition unless the contracting officer, 1. Justifies, if required, the use of such actions in writing, 2. Certifies the accuracy and completeness of the justification, and 3. Obtains the approval required. And, this justification process may well present a messy document trail for what may be described as discrete operations. Hence, it is conceivable that for some clandestine operations, outsourcing for individuals as independent contractors with what may be termed as special skills may not be the best advised action, for purposes of operational security. However, to escape strict scrutiny and suspicions, if one were to utilize the human resource selection and recruitment procedures to bring these personnel on board, there would be a far less cumbersome paper trail available that may raise questions and expose operations to risk. Special access programs are not only limited in number, and subjected to strict oversight, but also shall provide a full accounting of the agency's special access programs at least annual. And, hence, everything that is done in darkness shall eventually come to light. And, with this information, in this training module, you will be required to perform analysis on the following facts. For a very brief period, running from November 7 to November 14, 2014, the Defense Intelligence Agency had published a federal job announcement, number CFO 103602-02 ADJ, in a top-secret SCI billet, seeking a procurement analyst, in the grade of GG-13, with a salary ranging from $89,924 to $116,901 per year. According to an email from DIA, by December 30, 2015, one applicant, who had been deemed most qualified, had declined the job offer, leaving only 2 remaining qualified applicants, and by that time the mission requirements had been determined to have expired. It has been determined that this position, according to DIA, may have been connected to recombinant coronavirus research being conducted at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, coincident with the funding given to Ecolabs in 2014, amounting to $400,000 for work being performed at the Wuhan Institute of Virology, and some Chinese scientists associated with that facility, like Shi Jingli, popularly referred to as the Batwoman, were involved in recombinant coronavirus research at Chapel Hill in 2015. Now, bear in mind that, under the Posse Comitatus Act, codified at 18 U.S.C. Section 1385.10, whoever, except in cases and under circumstances expressly authorized by the Constitution or Act of Congress, willfully uses any part of the Army, the Navy, the Marine Corps, the Air Force, or the Space Force as a posse comitatus or otherwise to execute the laws shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 2 years, or both. Further, according to Executive Order 12333, collection within the United States of foreign intelligence not otherwise obtainable shall be undertaken by the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, and so, it would have been beyond the jurisdiction of DIA to have employed a procurement analyst to engage in collection and analysis. So, for the present, granting deference, we can assume that this was not a standard collection operation, targeting persons or activities of interest on U.S. soil. And the DIA director is authorized to collect, including through clandestine means, analyze, produce, and disseminate foreign intelligence and counterintelligence to support national and departmental missions, and to collect, analyze, produce, or, through tasking and coordination, provide defense and defense-related intelligence for the Secretary of Defense, the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, combatant commanders, other defense components, and non-defense agencies. Wink with a frown. 3. Conduct counterintelligence activities. Therefore, outside defense-related activities, and collection of foreign intelligence and counterintelligence, DIA lacks any proper jurisdiction, and your mission, should you choose to accept it, Raven, is to determine for what purpose DIA may have required a procurement analyst involved with work at Chapel Hill beginning as early as at least November 2014, if there was nothing to suggest the presence of dual-use research of concern at the University of North Carolina, or scientific research with significant potential for generating information that could be used to harm national security, the public health, or the environment. Do you have any further questions? Did you notice anything additional that had appeared unusual or out of the ordinary? Please take a note of your initial impressions. This concludes this leadership assessment simulation, and you shall be contacted with the results. Thanks for your participation. That is all. Carry on.
This message was approved by Major Mike Webb. Honest.